So I'm going to talk about Jurassic World Dominion, and this video will contain spoilers because here's the thing. There are there are some things I'm really passionate about. And with this movie in particular, there are just things we have to talk about. Um, so I'm just gonna get into it. So the things I really enjoyed about this movie that I think were done very well, elements that were done very nicely. Of course, the parts where the dinosaurs are involved, great. Like, there's a portion of the movie, and it's like the last 45 minutes. The action is just great. You've got a lot going on where you have the OG cast and the new cast. They come together finally, and it's basically, wrapping up the movie, hence last 45 minutes, and everything's good. And there's just a lot, like I said, a lot's happening. It's a good time. It's a hoot and a half. And the action in the movie where the dinosaurs are involved, that's a good part of this movie. The dinosaurs in and of itself, like how they look, how everything's going, that's a good part where they are involved. And I'll get into that later. Um, and then the new pilot character, Kayla, I believe is her name, played by DeWanda Wise. She's great. Like, out of the new characters that they have introduced in this Jurassic World movie, like new franchise and everything, she's my favorite. She brought like new humor. She was a great character. Like, honestly, if they somehow continue this, I know it's been talked about that they won't, but who knows, because gotta make that money. I would love to continue to see her. She was great. Um, Now, aside from that, of course, seeing the OG cast was fantastic. Like, that is one of the reasons I really wanted to see this. Like, I heard with the plot and everything else, it wasn't the best. It wasn't going to be the best, and I'm like, but I still want to see my OG cast. I still want to see my Jurassic Park family. I need to see Henry Wu. I need to see BD Wong. I need to see it. So, still went to go see it, and, that part was great. Now, here's my issue with the film in and of itself and where it just took a turn for me. It's the plot. And with the plot, it's how it was structured, and I would say the main focus. So with the plot of the film, how the main cast of Jurassic World and then how the OG cast finally come together is through biosyn. And the OG cast, Laura Dern's character, Ellie, and Alan Grant, she recruits Alan Grant basically to go with her and investigate this locust problem, because the problem is locusts. I really don't have a problem with this if it was introduced in a previous film. If it was introduced in the last film, or if it was introduced in Jurassic World, oh, it works at the end, if there was a after credit scene or something, we're experimenting with some locusts or something. I have no idea. I don't know how it would have worked, or if it showed the competitor working with some locusts. I have no idea. If it was somehow mentioned earlier, that's fine. But literally, there's half to, for a movie about dinosaurs, it's half about dinosaurs, but mostly about these locusts. And I don't stand, because I came to see locusts. Or not locusts, I came to see dinosaurs, not locusts. I don't want the locusts. I want the dinosaurs. And The OG cast, what gets, or not the OG cast, I cannot speak today. Oh my god. The Jurassic World cast, what gets them to Biosyn is their daughter, the clone Maisie, is captured. Blue's child is captured, Beta, by Biosyn. So they're like, we have to rescue our child. So they go to and they figure out Biosyn captured them. So that is how like they meet. Biosyn is like the big enemy here. And so you've just got two different subplots going on. One kind of about like genetics and dinosaurs kind of going on. The other about locusts. And kind of about genetics. Because of how they were created. And I'm just like, you could have gotten the OG cast there in a different way. You could have done something different based on like dinosaurs. And with how they made this story, literally at the end of the last film, so at Fallen Kingdom, we see these dinosaurs, they're everywhere, they're, terrorizing things, like they're free in the world, and you think, oh my god, there's gonna be chaos in like the next film. No, like the film Dominion takes place like years in the future. The dinosaurs are basically like in a contained area, like almost a park, essentially, and they're fine. Like they're no danger to anybody, and it's just like, okay, so there's like no threat. They could have done something where the dinosaurs are still like out, and that could have been like a threat or something, or I have no idea. There could have been a completely different plot though. I don't know why the locusts were involved. That was just completely out of left field for me, and I'm just like, okay. Okay. So that's my issue, like, in and of itself with the film, is this whole story. Another thing is this whole thing. Like, it was established Chris Pratt's character, Owen, trained raptors with this. He trained 4 specific raptors with doing this whole thing, talk to the hand. And the whole film, anytime there were dinosaurs, it's just this. And I'm like, you've never met these dinosaurs, dude. Why? Why? Every time. And I'm just like, this was never a plot point. And I don't remember that in Fallen Kingdom. I may be wrong. I don't remember it though. And I'm just like, okay. I'm tired of the talk to the hand and seeing it everywhere I went. Everywhere there was a dinosaur, this. That's more of a picky thing to me, also have just a consistent story. There's also talks that, or I was hearing, that maybe they would do like, because of the story that was done in regards to like, with Maisie's character, you find out like, with her mom, that essentially her mom is her. It's weird, but genetics. But essentially her mom had a bunch of like genetic, we'll say defects, and so she impregnated herself with perfected like DNA and genetic code and everything. And so there's talks that maybe there could be like a spin-off or a sequel or something else maybe based on that. I think if they were to continue this franchise, they definitely could. I mean, it's money. People would definitely go if there's like dinosaurs. I would. I love this. I love the franchise. Do not get me wrong. It's just you have to have a solid story. The thing with the thing with the locust that came out of left field for me. If the OG cast wasn't in it and I knew they weren't in it, I probably wouldn't have seen it, honestly. Having, I think, that nostalgic feel and knowing that you're gonna have that like fan base and everything else, I think that kind of guarantees who would come and who wouldn't. So it's hard to say though if they would continue or not. Some people are hoping there might be a Fast and Furious kind of crossover. They went to space. I mean, why not? Why not just cross it over at this point? They kind of had a Fast and Furious feel at one like little scene. Why not? Why not just do it? I would. Why not make it fun on both ends? Why not make it fun on both ends? I would. But that's my thoughts personally on the movie, without like too many spoilers, too many things getting into it. Um, there's one part where locusts are on fire and then they just fall from the sky. That's part of the action sequence at the end. That was fun to watch. That's where it's a hoot and a half. You're just like, okay, we're just going all in with this film. It's just raining on fire locusts. It's fine. So, leave your comments down below, if you saw the film, what you thought of the film. It's definitely not up there for me. Would I watch it again? Maybe if I fast forward through parts, because definitely that's what I would do. But honestly, probably would not rewatch it again, because not worth it. It's not worth it for me. I watched it once, it was fine. But let me know your thoughts. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.